Holy cow. Alright everybody, thanks for tuning in again. This is Redtail Ray. As always, I appreciate you tuning in. I just wanted to, again, go over another update on my Kydex work hobby, if you will. Kind of always, just as always, it's a work in progress. I was actually commissioned by a good friend of mine to construct a holster for a moose hunting trip that he's going to be taking to Alaska here coming up in August, in which he would like to bring his 44 Magnum with as a bear defense tool, if you will. So, that being said, this is what I have constructed so far for him. This would be a belt-ridden at hip height, drop leg style holster. And this is just a nylon buckle and web. Basically what this is a two-piece Kydex holster. Pull this bad boy out. Dirty hairy action right there. It's a two-piece Kydex holster that I've constructed here. It's black on the bottom. It's OD green on the outside. I did construct it with a slight bit of a curve, and again, as always, I'm learning. This is a learning process. It's definitely a lot more difficult than I thought it was going to be to construct something like this. It actually took a long time to try to figure out how I was going to do a holster for him, and I thought long and hard about making it strictly out of leather. There's a couple reasons why I didn't do that. First and foremost being that I am a hobbyist and I am not a professional leathersmith or leather worker at all, and leather stitching just seems so tedious. The second reason being is that obviously, if you've caught my last couple of videos, I'm really excited about Kydex. I've always wanted to try to get into it. It's something that's been interesting me for the last couple of years, ever since I started seeing the explosion of Kydex holsters on the market, as well as all of the benefits that go along with Kydex. Kydex is a thermoplastic, and so it can be molded and shaped, and it can also be pretty much messed with pretty good. I mean, if you screw up, you can reheat it up and try again. So that being said, this took actually about 4 or 5 attempts to try to get a really good mold, and even when I did get a good mold, I did have to reheat up some areas, especially this flare here for the cylinders on the revolver, to kind of flare that out and to reheat actually this whole area up and get a better press on the trigger, which is part of the retention system around the trigger guard, because the cylinders are actually so big. I do have the leather attached, so you can't really see the other side of the Kydex, but I did kind of mold, I soaked and molded the leather to the back of the holster as well, so for all intents and purposes, it's the same on both sides except for the way that it's curved. What else can I say about this? It's a freaking monster. I couldn't believe it. I actually just finished it up this afternoon, today being Tuesday, and I got my friend coming over on Friday to check it out. I might do a few more tweaks here and there. Would definitely probably like to shave down. I'm going to get this strap out of the way. You get a sense for how monstrous this gun is, but I think I'm going to shave down, or maybe just round out some edges here and cut that leather back down a little bit too. I do have belt slots, or for the leg strap, I do have slots on either side. You can see that up in there. And I did the same kind of slots, measured for a 1.5 inch belt. And you can see too, you can kind of pick that up. I did get a leather edge beveler, which I think really cleaned up the edges really nicely. And I don't know, it's a work in progress, just like any hobby or interest or anything you can get into. So I hope he's happy. I know I'm happy. I'd call this or consider this a working prototype, so we'll see how he likes it coming up this weekend. And we'll see what other kind of modifications I make to it. But for all intents and purposes, I mean, this is the most monster holster that I've ever seen out of Kydex. And that says a lot because I made it. thanks for tuning in again. This is Red Tail Ray. I'll see you guys in the next video.